It's time for Chad's Recovery Corner, where recovery's just around the corner. It's time for Chad's Recovery Corner, which nobody can deny. Hello, and welcome to a special Valentine's Day edition of Chad's Recovery Corner, where inevitably our readings today are going to be about love and relationships. So you may or may not be interested in listening today. And if you're not, it's okay. I never take things personally. We have our fixing our hair. My Valentine gave me a haircut. Isn't that great? That's what happens when you date a hairstylist. You get free haircuts. And I'm so grateful for that. I tried to get my Valentine to be a very special guest star, but ironically, he didn't want to do it because of his hair. Vanity! That's what we all struggle with. So, today, there was a lot of good readings, but I stuck on the Lavender Light. This one was about being confused and how confusion can actually be a gift, meaning that we haven't come up with necessarily what the decision yet, and it made an analogy of like, do we take the bread out and just eat it when it's not done? No, we wait for the decision to come. We sit with our confusion until we have a clear answer. Summarizes that one. This one is more about how we as gay people have had to watch love stories about the straight people. And we don't have really a lot of our own things. But even in that situation, we still might be waiting for a fantasy of Mr. Wrong or Mr. Right. I mean, not Mr. Wrong. Mr. Right or Prince Charming or whatever to show up, and that's a bunch of bullshit. That's the summarizing of those. Okay, the one I've selected is this one. The ideal companion is one to whom you can reveal yourself totally and yet be loved for what you are and not what you pretend to be. We're having more Chihuahua interactions in the background. It takes time to build a relationship. While in the throes of our addiction, we did not have the patience necessary to establish intimacy. It's special guest star Chihuahua. Oh, where is she? There she is, sort of. Sorry, as we were saying. For many of us, it was impossible to go beyond romantic myths. It's a little bit of kind of what we were talking about that. We were easily disappointed. If someone did not measure up to our expectations immediately, our first impulse was to look elsewhere. If we are looking for long-term relationships, we have to ask ourselves some questions. Do we share a set of common values with our lovers? Blah, 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 more about are we the same kind of people? Are we able to get through day-to-day bullshit? Our addictions were based on fear. Now we need to discover trust. Trusting involves taking a risk. We acknowledge our lovers as persons of worth and learn to feel secure in the relationship. Secure in the relationship. What's that feel like? To achieve trust, we develop a clear line of communication and honesty. We strive to overcome jealousy and possessiveness. This process cannot be hurried. We take a spiritual approach to bringing our higher power into our relationships. Did we think we need to bring our higher power into our relationships? I didn't necessarily think so. As we practice kindness, courtesy, and respect, we learn to live with differences and accept our lovers as equals. Today, I will take a risk and allow my love to unfold naturally and honestly. So, depending on where we are, we may have a relationship going on right now, we may not. And all of that is okay. The other reading talked a lot about self-love and us being enough. I have a calendar that I love that on the 14th, it didn't say Happy Valentine's Day, it just said you are enough, which I think is fantastic. So, wherever we are, either kind of finding love for self, for friendships, for relationships that we have, or if we are in a relationship, thinking about trust. and if we are allowing trust back into our lives. If we haven't trusted ourselves in addiction, which I know I didn't trust myself for a long time, I still have trouble with that sometimes. I don't know if I fully trust myself. But how are we going to trust anybody else if we feel like we can't trust ourselves? Today I will take a risk. So maybe that's something we can think about today. Where today are we taking a risk? This is Ella, who was a traumatized little girl, but she took a risk and loved her owner. And now she is just thriving and so happy because she, even though she has been abused probably, because she was definitely scared of everything, she's taken a risk to love again. And it's going well for her. I don't know if there was an analogy there or not, but it's always cute to see animals. Anyway, that's all we've got today. Let's take a drink from our Serenity Cup and swallow that reading down. Oops. I think Ella took a risk there that didn't pay off. All right, so everybody have a great V-Day, whatever that means for you. Either spend some time with yourself, if it's just you, or spend some time with your lover and letting your love unfold naturally, whatever that means for you. Okay, tune in next week when we'll do this again. Okay, love you. Love from Chad's Recovery Corner. Bye.